Who are the Romani? For centuries, they've been known as Europe's eternal wanderers, a people shrouded in mystery, often misunderstood and unjustly marginalized. Their story is one of migration, resilience, and survival, a journey that began over 1,000 years ago and continues to captivate historians, geneticists, and theologians alike. But what if their origins go even deeper, back to the pages of the Bible itself? In this video, we'll uncover a fascinating question. Can the Bible provide insights into the genetic and cultural origins of the Romani people? From the genealogies of Noah to prophecies about scattered nations, we'll explore how Scripture intersects with science and history to reveal a deeper understanding of this remarkable community. The Romani are more than just a marginalized group. They're a living testament to the power of resilience. Their cultural contributions, from music to art, have shaped the world in ways few recognize. Yet their struggles and triumphs remain largely untold. Stay with us as we unravel their biblical lineage, decode their genetic roots, and trace their incredible journey across continents. By the end of this video, you'll see how the Romani story isn't just their history. It's a piece of our shared human legacy. Before we dive in, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment to share your thoughts or questions. Let's get started. The origins of the Romani people are as fascinating as they are complex, steeped in mystery, migration, and ancient traditions. In Genesis 10, the Bible introduces the Table of Nations, detailing the descendants of Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, who repopulated the earth after the flood. This biblical genealogy divides humanity into three main branches, raising the question, could the Romani trace their lineage to one of these sons? While some speculate connections to Japheth, the ancestor of many Indo-European nations, others suggest links to Shem, the father of Semitic peoples. But how does this fit with what we know of the Romani's Indo-Aryan roots? The Bible provides a framework for understanding humanity's dispersion, but the Romani story also invites us to look beyond Scripture into the realms of history and science for deeper insights. Historical and scientific evidence suggests that the Romani migrated from northwestern India around 1,000 years ago. Linguistic studies reveal strong ties to Indian languages like Punjabi and Kashmiri, with Romani language roots deeply embedded in the Indo-Aryan family. DNA studies further support this connection, linking the Romani to Punjabi and Kashmiri Pundits. These genetic ties highlight a shared ancestry with South Asian populations, adding another layer to their story. The Romani migration to Europe likely began with small groups traveling through Persia, Armenia, and Anatolia, eventually settling across the continent. This long journey not only shaped their identity, but also intertwined their story with countless cultures. One of the most striking aspects of Romani culture is its preservation of social structures, reminiscent of India's Varna system. Much like the Varnas, the Romani have historically organized themselves into clans, often defined by profession and bound by strong traditions of endogamy or marrying within their community. This practice has helped maintain their cultural identity across centuries of migration and change. Interestingly, this mirrors the tribal and family structures described in the Bible, where communities were also defined by lineage and roles within society. Just as biblical tribes preserved their identity through strict customs and laws, the Romani have safeguarded their unique heritage through their traditions. Despite centuries of displacement and discrimination, their social cohesion and adaptability continue to reflect the resilience of their people, a testament to the enduring strength of their culture and faith. The Bible offers intriguing parallels to the Romani's nomadic journey, with its accounts of wandering tribes and displaced peoples. Cain's descendants were marked as restless wanderers on the earth, and the Ishmaelites were described as a nomadic people, living in tents and traveling across lands. Could these biblical narratives symbolically align with the Romani? Like these ancient groups, the Romani have been perpetual wanderers, a people without a fixed homeland, navigating through centuries of displacement and uncertainty. Their story, however, is not just one of wandering, but also of resilience and adaptation, reflecting themes found throughout Scripture. The parallels may not be literal, but the enduring spirit of a people on the move resonates deeply with the Bible's accounts of those who lived on the margins, often misunderstood, yet integral to the larger narrative of human history. Historically, the migration of the Romani people traces back to their departure from northwestern India around 1,000 years ago. They journeyed through Persia, Armenia, and Anatolia before reaching Greece and eventually spreading across Europe. By the 14th century, they had established a presence in Eastern Europe, and by the 15th century, they had reached Western Europe. This incredible migration route was shaped by geopolitical changes, invasions, and opportunities for survival. Along the way, the Romani absorbed cultural influences while maintaining their unique identity, a testament to their adaptability. Their migration story is one of survival against immense odds as they carried their language, traditions, and spirit across continents. Genetic studies have provided a clearer picture of the Romani's ancestry, revealing a fascinating blend of South Asian and European origins. Approximately 80% of their genetic makeup derives from West Eurasian ancestry, shaped by a major admixture event about 850 years ago. This admixture occurred after their migration into Europe, where they intermingled with local populations. Such genetic evidence has been crucial in tracing the Romani's origins and understanding their journey. It confirms their deep roots in South Asia, while highlighting the ways their identity evolved through interaction with European cultures. This blend of ancestry tells a powerful story of migration and integration, emphasizing the complexity of their history and the richness of their heritage. The spiritual journey of the Romani people reflects a remarkable story of adaptation and resilience. Their roots trace back to Hinduism, the faith of their Indian ancestors, but as they migrated across continents, their religious practices evolved. Many Romani adopted Christianity or Islam, blending these new beliefs with their traditions to create a unique spiritual identity. One striking example of this syncretism is the veneration of Saint Sara Akali. For some, she symbolizes a link to their Indian origins, as her name and attributes echo the goddess Kali. Over time, she became a patron figure for the Romani, embodying both their heritage and their adaptability to new faiths. This seamless weaving of old and new highlights the Romani's ability to maintain their identity while embracing the cultures they encountered. The Bible's teachings on strangers and outcasts resonate deeply with the Romani's experience. Verses like Leviticus 19:33-34 emphasize compassion and justice for sojourners, urging people to treat them as equals and remember their own histories of displacement. These teachings reflect the core of the Romani's journey, as they have often faced marginalization and prejudice in the lands they've inhabited. Their story reminds us of the timeless relevance of these biblical principles, calling for empathy and understanding for those who live on the fringes of society. Today, the Romani's religious practices are as diverse as their communities. In some regions, they continue to practice Christianity or Islam, often infused with elements of their traditional beliefs. Others have retained traces of their ancient Hindu heritage, while some have developed unique faiths shaped by their history and culture. This diversity reflects their remarkable ability to adapt while preserving their spiritual essence, showing how faith can serve as a source of strength and identity in the face of adversity. Their spiritual journey is a testament to the enduring human spirit, connecting past and present in profound and meaningful ways. The history of the Romani people is marked by centuries of persecution, often fueled by their physical appearance and their perceived foreignness. In Europe, they were frequently scapegoated and blamed for social and economic problems. Their dark skin, distinctive clothing, and nomadic lifestyle made them easy targets for discrimination, especially during periods of heightened political and social tension. One significant source of early persecution was their association with the Ottoman Empire, which led to widespread mistrust and hostility. This suspicion only deepened as the Romani continued to migrate across Europe, facing not only social exclusion, but also legal restrictions. In some areas, such as Wallachia, they were enslaved, while in others, like Spain and Norway, they were subjected to forced assimilation policies that aimed to erase their cultural identity. The horrors of the Holocaust added a devastating chapter to the Romani's story. During World War II, the Nazis systematically targeted the Romani people, with an estimated 200,000 to 300,000 killed in the Perajmos, or Romani Holocaust. This genocide remains one of the darkest episodes in European history, yet it is often overlooked in mainstream narratives. Even after the war, the Romani continued to face forced sterilizations, discrimination, and a lack of recognition for their suffering. Their struggle for justice and acknowledgement remains ongoing. The long-term effects of forced assimilation policies have been profound. Countries like Spain, Norway, and many others sought to strip the Romani of their cultural identity by forcing them into mainstream society. These policies led to the destruction of traditional Romani social structures, the loss of language, and a general sense of dislocation within the community. Even today, the scars of these oppressive policies are evident in the continued marginalization of Romani people across Europe. The legacy of persecution and forced assimilation has shaped the Romani's experience, making their resilience and cultural preservation all the more remarkable. The Romani people have a long history of migration, and the 19th century saw many Romani communities move across the Atlantic to the Americas, seeking a better life and greater freedom. In the United States and Argentina, they faced challenges in establishing themselves, often encountering the same discrimination that had followed them throughout Europe. In the US, they struggled to integrate into a society that was unfamiliar with their customs and culture. While in Argentina, many Romani communities faced the challenge of maintaining their distinct identity amid a largely homogeneous society. These diasporic experiences added complexity to their ongoing quest for acceptance, as the Romani were caught between preserving their cultural roots and adapting to new environments. In Europe today, the Romani peoples still face significant challenges, with tensions between their communities and European governments reaching a breaking point in several countries. One of the most visible issues is the demolition of Romani camps, often without proper notice or alternative housing provided. These forced evictions are a stark reminder of the systemic discrimination that the Romani face. In countries such as France, Italy, and Hungary, repatriation efforts have been implemented, forcing many Romani families to return to their countries of origin, even when they have established lives elsewhere. This practice highlights a deeper issue of exclusion, where the Romani are still seen as outsiders in many parts of Europe. This ongoing marginalization stands in stark contrast to Europe's progressive ideals. While many European nations pride themselves on being champions of human rights and equality, the treatment of the Romani often tells a different story. They continue to face widespread discrimination in housing, education, healthcare, and employment, and their social exclusion remains a deeply entrenched issue. Despite these challenges, the Romani persist, holding on to their traditions and striving for a place in a world that has too often rejected them. Their struggle is a reminder of the need for greater inclusion, empathy, and respect for diversity in a world that continues to evolve. Biblical prophecies about scattered nations, like those found in Deuteronomy 28:64 and Ezekiel 36:19, resonate deeply with the history of the Romani people. In these verses, the Bible speaks of groups being dispersed across the world, experiencing persecution and hardship, but also eventually finding a path toward restoration. These prophetic words might not directly mention the Romani, but their historical experiences of displacement, persecution, and marginalization fit the broader narrative of scattered peoples. Throughout the centuries, the Romani have been forced to move across borders, often rejected and misunderstood, yet still preserving their identity. Their story echoes the struggles and the endurance promised in these biblical prophecies, making their journey not just a testament to survival, but a symbol of hope for restoration and healing. The Romani's resilience in the face of adversity is one of their defining characteristics. Despite centuries of persecution, their cultural legacy remains vibrant. The Romani people have contributed enormously to global music, art, and culture, leaving an indelible mark on the world. From the flamenco guitar and the powerful rhythms of Balkan music to the passion of Romani dance and the art of storytelling, the Romani have enriched cultures across Europe and beyond. Famous Romani figures, such as the renowned guitarist Django Reinhardt and artists like the famous dancer Carmen Amaya have showcased their cultural talents on the world stage. These contributions have not only shaped the entertainment industry, but have also served as a powerful reminder of the Romani people's unique role in global history. In modern times, the Romani continue to fight for recognition and equal rights. Advocacy efforts to preserve their culture and history are gaining momentum as Romani communities seek to address the discrimination they face daily. Organizations like the European Roma Rights Center work tirelessly to improve the conditions of Romani people, challenging stereotypes and advocating for education, healthcare, and employment opportunities. Their fight for justice is ongoing, and while there have been some strides toward equality, much work remains. As the world progresses, the Romani people continue to make their voices heard, ensuring that their legacy, culture, and contributions are not forgotten, but celebrated for generations to come. Archaeology and anthropology provide valuable insights into the early history of the Romani people, offering a glimpse into their migration patterns and cultural evolution. Although the Romani are not mentioned explicitly in ancient archaeological records, their movements can be traced through the material evidence left behind in various regions. Archaeological studies of ancient Indo-Aryan civilizations, such as those in the Indian subcontinent, reveal cultural practices and artifacts that share striking similarities with those of the Romani. Tools, pottery, and other remnants found in areas where the Romani later settled can help map their journey from northwestern India to Europe, providing a deeper understanding of their historical migration routes. Biblical accounts, particularly those relating to the scattering of nations in the Table of Nations, Genesis 10, also offer fascinating connections to the Romani's early history. While the Bible does not directly reference the Romani, the stories of the dispersion of peoples across the earth resonate with their historical experience. The migration of the Romani, often seen as a scattered and wandering people, mirrors the biblical narrative of nations being spread out across different lands. Through archaeological and anthropological research, scholars can draw parallels between the Romani's journey and the historical events described in Scripture, suggesting that the Romani's nomadic existence may be a continuation of ancient biblical prophecies. Anthropological research further enriches our understanding by exploring the cultural and social structures of the Romani. Anthropologists have studied how the Romani maintain a strong sense of community, often forming tight-knit clans that preserve their traditions, language, and customs, despite centuries of persecution. These social structures reflect patterns seen in ancient tribal systems, such as those in the biblical world, where family ties and clan affiliations played an important role in survival. By examining these connections, anthropology sheds light on how the Romani's cultural resilience and ability to adapt over time have helped them maintain their identity throughout their long migration across the world. The Romani people's story is one of resilience, shaped by their genetic, biblical, and cultural history. From their migration out of India over 1,000 years ago to their enduring cultural identity, the Romani have faced immense adversity, yet their spirit remains strong. Understanding their journey not only sheds light on their past, but also reminds us of the need for tolerance and inclusion in today's world. Let's celebrate the Romani's contributions to global culture and recognize the importance of embracing diversity. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to join the conversation and support the channel.